Hey guys, I'm Jay. Today is my LeetCode review vlog on the 224th problem, basic calculator. We are given a string S representing a valid expression. We have to implement the basic calculator to evaluate it and return the result of the evaluation. Let's see example 1 here to understand it easily. 1 plus 1 and the result is 2. And let's see example 3 here. We got very complicated mathematical expressions here, which is 1 plus the result of 4 plus 5 plus 2 and minus 3 and plus the result of 6 plus 8, and the output is 23. Then let's get started with our intuition to solve the problem. So the keyword is stack. We can use a stack to handle the problem's nested structure of parentheses, like in the example 3. And we have to do it in the last in and first out order by 3 detailed steps. The first step is we have to parse the string. We have to convert the input string into a list of numbers and operators like the plus symbol, subtraction symbol. And the second step, we'll use a stack for those operations, which is the numbers and operators operands. We'll use the stack to manage operations and handle the nested structure caused by the parentheses. And for the third step, we have to handle 5 possible input. Handle 5 possible input. The first possible input is number. If we need a number, we'll convert this character to a digit and form the number. This is because the numbers can be continuous. For example, 23 equals 10 times 2 plus 3. So we have to handle this situation. And for the second and third possible input is the plus symbol and subtraction symbol, which means the number is over. So we can add the previous number and start a new number. And for the fourth and fifth possible input is the open parentheses and the close parentheses. So for the open parentheses, which means we can push the previous result and the sign into the stack, and then we have to reset the result to 0, and we'll calculate the new result within the parentheses. And for the close parentheses, we have to pop up the top 2 numbers from the stack, and the first number is a sign. If it's 1, which means is a plus symbol. If it's negative 1, which means is a subtraction symbol, because the first number is a sign before the pair of parentheses, and the second number is the temporary result before this pair of parentheses. We have to add them together, and that's all of the step we have to know. And the final step, we have to handle the last number and operand. Then we just return it as the result. Next, let's get started with the code and annotations to solve the problem. So the very first step, we have to create a stack to help us solve the problem. Let's call it a stack and assign a new empty stack to it. We have to use the stack to hold results and signs of sub-expressions. First, we have to create another variable. Let's call it operand, which is the number, current number being formed from the string, and it should be started at 0. And we have to create another variable called result, starting at 0 2, and the result means the result of the current sub-expression so far. And the third variable called sign and starting at 1. If it's 1 means positive, 1 means positive, and -1 means subtraction symbol. Next, we'll create a for loop to iterate over each character in the input string. Let's say for int I starting at 0, I is less than s.length, and increment I after each iteration. And inside the for loop first state, we have to get the character from it. Equals, character equals s.character at I. Then we have to check if the character is a number. If character that is digit of character. If so, we have to convert this character to a digit and form the number with the last operand, because number could be continuous, and code is operand equals 10 times operand itself, and plus int of character minus character 0. And this is the first possible input. And for the second possible input is if character equals plus symbol. When we made a plus symbol, which means we can compute the previous number, and the code is result plus sign times operand. And the next step, we have to update the sign as the positive for the next number. Sign equals positive 1. And next step, we have to update or reset operand to 0 for the next number. And this is all of code for the second possible input, plus symbol. And for the third possible input is character equals negative subtraction symbol. And in this case, when we made a subtraction symbol, which means we can also compute the previous number, and the code is very similar. Result add up to sign times operand, and we have to update sign to -1 for the next time usage, and we also have to reset operand to 0 for next time use. And for the fourth possible input is if character equals open parentheses. In this case, we'll push the result and the sign onto the stack for later usage. And first we have to push the result first, and stack dot push the sign after. Next, we have to reset the sign and result, as we are now dealing with a new sub-expression inside the parentheses. Sign equals +1 and operand is result equals 0. And on the fifth possible input, which is else if character equals close parentheses. In this case, a close parenthesis could put in the sub expression. So we can complete the expression inside the parentheses. And the detail is we can compute the previous number with the result so far. And the code is result add up to sign times operand. Next, we'll pop the sign and calculate the step expression result. And the current result should be multiplied by the sign popped from the stack. So the code is result times stack.pop. And the stack.pop is the sign before the parentheses. And then we'll make the result add to the result popped from the stack. Result plus stack.pop. And the stack.pop here is the result calculated before the parentheses. And the last step, we have to reset the operand for the usage of the next number. And code is operand equals 0. And out of the for loop, we have to handle the last number and operand, and then return the result. Return result plus sign times operand. And that's all of the code. Then let's check the correctness and analyze our time and space complexity. As we processed each character inside the string for only one time. So the time complexity, it is big O of n. Oops. Let's check it again. And the n stands for the length of string s. And for the time complexity, it is also big O of n. This is because in the worst case, oops, in the ninth line, I forgot something. Yes, it's here. S dot length. Then check it again. Because in the worst case, when all the characters are nested in multiple sets of parentheses, and this situation would require proportional space in the stack. So the overall space complexity, it is also big O of n. And this is the end of my LeetCode review blog on the basic calculator problem. And I highly recommend you guys to visit my online GitHub page and GitHub repository here. You can see all the notes for the top 150 LeetCode problems. For example, you can see all the problem description, intuition, in Java code with very detailed annotations and the final time and space complexity analysis. You can visit my GitHub repository here, which contains all the codes and notes to build the online GitHub page. Oops, the network is very slow. It takes a lot of time to process it. And I'll put those two links on my YouTube description below. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.